To all those Asians out there, I feel like you guys will be able to really relate to me to this story. Hey guys, it's Felicia. So recently I've been wanting to go to a little bit more of like the fitness route with some of my videos because I'm trying out new diets or like I'm trying out new workout plans, and I want to share with you guys how those results went. Before I get started, I just kind of want to show, I guess, kind of how my fitness and like how my relationship with food and body kind of has been. It's been a process. If anyone has seen my old videos or like has followed me for a long time through my YouTube, you'll see that I've changed quite a bit. Yeah, and that's just because like so many things have happened leading up to that. My highest weight that I was at was 130 pounds. But yeah, I just kind of want to say how my story went, and I'm not those kind of like weight loss stories that it happened in just a year or like in a few months. It was over a few years, and it wasn't like a process that I was constantly like, oh yay, I'm losing weight every single time I weigh myself. It was a very arduous process where I always had like hit many plateaus. Yeah, I'm gonna get started and tell you guys from the beginning. I just want to like put this out there because I know there's been a lot of like inspiring weight loss stories, and I'm obviously not like one of those where it's been like, oh my gosh, I lost like 50 or 100 pounds, but it was like it's more of a normal average, I guess, what a normal person would be going through. Does that make sense? Because I don't feel like most people when they lose weight, it's like this huge ginormous number like in the 80s or 90s. It's usually like smaller, like 10 or maybe even 5 is like a small like weight loss success. And this is just kind of my story of how it all went down. So the beginning of the story was when I was in 2nd grade. Like for most of through my life up to then, it was pretty like, you know, right amount of weight and never was like exceeding or like was always too skinny. Most typical Asians that you will see, like they can eat whatever they want and they'll forever stay skinny. Like that is just part of their genetics. But whereas mine was not like that. Our family has like a strong bone density, so it's sort of like our frame was already like bulkier than most Asians, but then add on top of it, our metabolism isn't as fast as other people's, and it just like if you gain weight, it just comes. So 2nd grade, I went to France and I lived there for almost 4 months, 3.5 months or so because of my dad's business trip. France has amazing food. Their cheese was amazing, and their chocolates, oh my gosh, I was addicted to them. And every weekend we would go somewhere after my dad, like because his jobs was only during the weekdays, so the weekends we would go somewhere for sure for like a city, and then we would just binge eat. And it wasn't like a binge eating, it was like, you know, because you're out there, why are you cooking? And so you go out to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and it's not even like, you know, when you go for a vacation for like a week in Europe, of course you're gonna do that because you only have 1 week. But when you're like in Europe for like 3 months and this happens, like within those 3.5 months, it accumulates. And it didn't help that within like 6 days I flew to Malaysia after I got back from France and stayed there for a month. My appetite kept growing and it just sucked. I remember that was like the first time when I started really getting like body image like conscious, I guess. To Asians, not that it's like bad, I like it that they're honest, but sometimes they're so brutally honest. It's like it's really like it really gets down on you and you're just like, oh man, okay, I get it, thanks, I know I'm not skinny anymore. So I was like on vacation for like 5 straight months, and yeah, that just ruined me. So from then on, afterwards, like 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, my weight kept going up. It was because halfway, yes, I was growing, but I just like the fat and all those extra pounds just stayed with me all throughout the years. But when you're a 5th grader, you really don't diet, like you shouldn't have to worry about that. But like I knew my diet was getting kind of out of control and knew I ate a lot compared to other people. So those times in between, that's when I even like I guess stressed out even more, because I got so stressed because my relatives kept saying like, man, you eat McDonald's every day, or like you're eating KFC every day in America, and it wasn't even that case, you know. Like my family is like healthy. Like if you see my mom in this photo, like she's been fit all her life, and like even when I was fat or whatever, she wasn't. So then when I hit like 6th grade, 7th grade, that's when I just like hit rock bottom, or technically hit really high, because that's when I hit 130 pounds. So 130 pounds is almost 660 kilograms. It was insane, because during 6th and 7th grade I was only like 4 feet 6, 4 feet 7, 8ish, you know. And I'm 5 foot right now, so obviously I didn't grow that much. And when I tell my friends that I actually hit 130 pounds, they don't believe me, as like I said, my bone density is a lot heavier than the typical, like, I guess, human being, and so that's why my weight was a little bit more, and it doesn't look like I actually hit 130, but I was. And it was just like the point where I was just like, I don't understand what's going on, because I play tennis, but it was because of the off-season stuff that I didn't really do much exercise. That's what killed me. So I think it was around middle 7th grade, that's when I really blossomed as like a personality-wise. Like went from being quiet, semi-talking kind of, to being really talkative. Started to talk with a lot of people, and that helped boost my confidence up. With that confidence, I just turned it on myself. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna eat healthy. That, I think about then, that's when I stopped eating school lunches, because school lunches, like, they don't really feed you. I need food. Like, your $3 is not enough, and like a la carte is just like ice cream and chips, and so of course I buy that because I'm starving. That obviously didn't help. So I started bringing food from home and just being like every single day. So entering 8th grade, I was about 123, so I lost around like 7 pounds, just like tweaking like how much food I like got from school, and just trying to be better about exercising. Like, what I mean trying to be better about exercising is legitimately that time I was just like walking around my room and dancing. So 8th grade comes in, and you know, tennis, and I'm still 123. So like I hit like a 123 plateau, and it just stayed there for at least 8 months. And it wasn't until the very end of 8th grade where I really kind of amped up my eating habits. I would like even sneak into the pantry and eat some goldfish and stuff, and like eat the chips there by myself, and obviously that doesn't help. By the end of 8th grade, I actually like stopped doing that, and that helped me lose a few more pounds. So freshman year I was like 119, 118, that kind of pound range. And here we go, tennis again. And tennis didn't help as usual. Like, I was at 119, still hitting that plateau. I lost so much weight, which I was really proud of. I still don't look good. You can tell, like, this photo. I was trying to suck in all my, like, my stomach, and, you know, like, trying to pose like this so then my chest was out, but my stomach wasn't, you know, and like it was such an awkward pose. Freshman year didn't really change, but I went into sophomore year around that same weight too. So sophomore year, you know, I was playing tennis, yada yada yada, and you know, same old. Off season, at that time I would be going to this country club, and it was like twice a week for about an hour and a half, or was it 2 hours? I don't know, but something along the lines of there. And so, like, I would work hard during that time, and then off days, there's no exercise. And I think that's what actually really turned me around, was because I was a non-member there, and then all of a sudden that country club changed their policy, and so I wasn't able to play tennis there unless I had a membership, and I wasn't about to pay thousands of dollars just to play tennis. And so then afterwards, it's just kind of weird that I didn't like have any form of exercise, and so then I just started doing T25. So my dad had always bought like those like Beachbody CDs. I was like, I need a form of exercise, and I hate doing exercises for a long time. So I was like, T25 is the way to go because it's only 25 minutes. And I stayed on that track, and like I actually followed their plan for 2 months. And once I was finished with those like 60 days, I was like, I'm gonna keep going, because I was seeing results. Like I felt that even though it was only like a 4-pound difference. Like I started going into like 114, 115, that kind of range. Even though I didn't lose as much as I thought I would, I saw it in my muscles. Like my body just looked better even though I'm only 4 pounds lighter. Entering junior year, I was about 112, and 112 was my plateau. So as you can tell, like, it's trend. I've hit many plateaus before. So with that plateau, I just kind of was like, should I go more, do more? And then that's when I started eating sweet potatoes, and then it got me to 110. And then 110 was my plateau, and now I'm at 108, and like, I don't know if it's gonna keep going or not, or if I'm gonna hit another plateau. But it's just kind of thing where like, no matter how many plateaus or like walls that I've hit, I kept going. Didn't like ever starve myself, but it was more of like I worked myself. So this is just kind of my story before I give out like tips on anything on my weight loss or how I did it, what I did to my diet in between. There's so much stuff that accumulates to this like huge 20+ weight loss. Sorry, I know this is like a really long one, but I thank you guys for staying until the end. Hope this was somewhat inspiring to some of you. Make sure you guys give this video a like and comment below if you kind of have the same situation as me, and I want to hear like your fitness story, your weight loss story, your health story, whatever it is. I would love to hear it because it's so inspiring to see other people go through the same journey as me, and like we feed off of each other's like encouragement. Make sure you guys click the subscribe button if you guys want to see my next video on how I cut calories in just a tiny little bit to help me lose weight. Yeah, so stay tuned for my next video. Don't forget to check out my giveaway if you guys haven't already. It is ending May 31st, so it's coming up really soon. Okay, I'll stop talking now, so I'll see you guys in my next video.